Hi people. I'm cracking up over here because I set this whole thing up. Like I've got this table and then this prop and then my laptop and then it's holding my phone up so that I didn't have to hold my phone with my hand. And of course I set this whole thing up, got the kitties out so they wouldn't be distracting. And then I hit record and my neighbor decides to mow his lawn at that very second. So I'm cracking up all by myself. So I thought I would share that with you so that you could get a little giggle too. But anyway, we're gonna move on. Hopefully the noise is not too distracting. Anyway, happy World Poetry Day. That is the purpose of me filming this, to celebrate this day with you. Poems are near and dear to me. It's how I started writing. And so I wanted to do a little something special with you today. And so what I have decided to do is share a poem with you. And in all the years I started writing poetry when I was a teenager. Before I wrote my book, before I published articles, before I started my blog, I started my writing through poetry. And I would literally, I had a designated notebook for my poems, but I would literally write wherever, like in a notebook, like a school book, during class. It was just, poetry was my jam. I wrote all the time. And so in all the countless poems that I have ever written, I have only ever published one poem ever in life. There was an opportunity to publish one other poem when I was a teenager. I submitted it into a writing contest and I actually won. But in order to, I guess, claim, you had to go and get the award in Washington, D.C. at the time, and I didn't have the money to go, so I didn't claim the reward. And I don't know if that poem was published, to be honest with you, but as far as I know, I have only ever published one poem, and it's the poem that's in my book, and I'm gonna read it to you. But before we go into that, I want to give you a quick backstory about this poem. I wrote it when I was 17 years old, maybe like freshly turned 18. At the time, my family moved from up north to down south to North Carolina, which is where we live now. And I left a boy up there. I was totally in love with him. And I was obviously just brokenhearted about having to leave him. I wanted to be there with him. I wanted to go to college up there and obviously continue our relationship, but we ended things, and I missed him dearly. And so I wanted to share this little piece of poem with you. This one rhymes. A lot of my poems from the early days rhyme, and now not so much. But anyway, here goes. I love that smile you flash occasionally, the way you tilt your hat so perfectly, those beady eyes when you look at me, and that sexy birthmark on your cheek. How you move your head when you hear music beat, how when I lean against you, I feel your heartbeat. How you grip my back and hold me tight. I wish you could do that every night. The way you kiss, of that I miss, the way you tugged at my bottom lip. Talking to you clears my mind. You are my therapist at times. How open and comfortable I am with you, and how you're like that with me too. My little 17-year-old broken heart. I hope that your little teenage heart felt that when you too. And you know, it's the first time I read a poem out loud and share it with the world. And I don't know if I'll feel the need to share the rest of my poems with you. But anyway, this is a little something special I wanted to do with you today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.